Hello friends, in this video I am going to demonstrate MongoDB sharding on AWS Cloud, that is AWS EC2 instances. I was planning this video a long back, but somehow due to some commitments I could not get time. So today I have got time and I am recording this video. So let me quickly show you what I am going to cover. So in this it is going to be a really distributed sharding. Number of EC2 instances used here are 4. Number of shards 2 on different AWS EC2 instances. One EC2 instance, one shard replica, another EC2 instance, another shard replica. Third EC2 instance is used for config server replica, and fourth EC2 instance is for MongoS. If you are not aware of any of these terminologies, please watch my other videos on MongoDB Sharding, where I have covered detailed information concepts on MongoDB Sharding. So we will see number of collections which are used to one for non-sharded, where the number of records are lesser, and another collection where number of records are so many so that it leads to sharding of that particular collection. That is what I am going to show you in this whole video. Please watch till end. Steps which you may follow is that all these steps are mentioned in one of my GitHub page. Please refer description section of this video for the link of my GitHub page, where you can go and download all the steps mentioned here, right from how to install MongoDB on AWS EC2 instance, right? We will do all those here. Then try EC2 instance for every replica node of each shard. Right now I am using one EC2 instance for all the 3 replica nodes of a shard by using different ports on one EC2 instance, but I would encourage you to use different nodes, and let me know in case you have any doubt or questions around that, then I can help you out with that. So let us start. As you can see there that I have 4 EC2 instances created here, right now these are in stopped state. So I'm going to start all of these instances, and if you notice here, all of these are T2 micro, and all of these are eligible for free tier node, right? And please stop these or terminate these instances as soon as you are done with your learning or practice. I have named all these instances by editing it, right? You can go there. And so once you have 4 EC2 instances available to you, please install MongoDB. I have used Ubuntu here, and I would encourage you to use Ubuntu or any of other Linux operating system you can use. So all the steps are also mentioned here to install MongoDB here, right? So in my case, I have already installed MongoDB to keep the duration of this video short. So I'm going to perform all these steps directly from here. First, setting up the config server, creating directories, and then running up the commands to start the different servers on MongoDB, whether it is shard server, whether it is config server. So let us start with that. In case you are facing any challenge to install MongoDB on your Linux AWS EC2 instance, you can follow my other videos, right, where I have explained all these things in detail. So let us first go to config server, note down its IP. You can click this icon and your IP address is copied. I am just going to replace this IP here. right? And then I will note down this public IP4 DNS also. This is also required, so I will replace the existing one here with the new one. Okay, so this is done. Now I will create these directories. I am using MongoX term, which you can download. This is again covered in one of my previous videos, you can go there. Okay, I am going to now connect to this config serve. In my one of the other videos, I have covered how to connect AWS EC2 instance from your desktop laptop using putty or MongoX term using .pem file. You can refer that video in case you don't know the process. Okay, so now I am going to create these directories. These are 3 directories inside one main directory: config serve 1, 2 and config serve. These are going to be used here as a DB path, right? So let me go there and run these commands. So creating directories have been created. Now let us see. You can see that 3 directories have been created. Now it is time to run these commands one by one. So I am using no hub and so that this command process is run in the background. Okay, so after this command is run, let us check that whether Mongo is running or not. Using this command, ps listing of processes, right, and then using that grep to find out. Now you can see that MongoDB is running. Next command, again, if you note here, replica set name is same, DB path is pointing to another directory, and port is also different now. Earlier it was 28041, now it is 042 in the end. Now let us run the third one. Okay, I am clearing it once. Now it is time to connect to any one of these. So I am connecting to first one, again using IP, right? The IP is, you can find it from here. Right, so this is, it's saying connected. One thing which you would have to do is go to security, and here you will have to, using inbound rule, you will have to change it, port range 280414243. Here you will see security groups. You can edit inbound rules, and whatever ports you are going to use, right, either these same ports or a different one, you will have to create a new entry like add rule custom TCP port number from 000 or the IP which you are going to use. I have already done this step, so I am just cancelling it. This was just for your information purpose, so that you know all these things, you don't face any issue in running this. Right, now coming to the next. Now we have to define the replica set members for config server. We have started 3 servers. Now in this case it is on single node, the same AWS EC2 instance, but in case of distributed environment, you will have to run this on different 3 AWS EC2 instances, which will enable high availability as well as failover capability in your MongoDB cluster. So this is the command. Now this config REPL and this config REPL is same, and please note that this is config REPL, which is the name of replica set. So I want all these 3 members to be a part of this config REPL, right? The name can be anything. Only thing is these properties should be as is, bind IP, port, right? So I am copying another command now. Go there, paste, and now it is time to initiate the rs dot initiate. It says okay, right, and let us see by running rs dot status, which will give me the status of this, which says primary, secondary, and you can see that IP address followed by port number. Correct? So let us proceed further. First task is done, which is to start config server with 3 replica node. In our case, we are using different port numbers. Now one task is done. Now it is time to start the server 1, which is shard server 1, right? So let me go to shard 1, select shard 1. Same way, there is an IP. Let us note down this IP, copy this, and in this document I am going to replace this IP with the new IP. Same thing you will also have to do. Okay, and one more thing, public DNS also you will have to copy it, replace it very carefully. Where are you changing this? Okay, done. Now create these directories. Same way, now shard demo is the main directory in this EC2 instance now, and this is the directory, subdirectory basically, where we are going to keep our data for that particular replica node. So I am going to go to shard 1, edit session. I will copy this IP 235. Okay, double click, it will connect me to shard 1. Connected, copy this and create new directories. Start the MongoDB first instance using different port numbers on same EC2 instance with this DB path which we have just created the directory for. Okay. Second replica node using different port on the same EC2 instance. Third one, right? Now it is time to connect to any one of this replica set and make all these separate individual MongoDB nodes as a part of the replica set which is mentioned here. How can we do that? By using this rsconf. And again, this is a variable only which will be passed here into this. So this can be anything. Again, if we go to this node and if I go to security, you will see that all these ports have been allowed from here, 28081, 28082. That's why we are able to connect. Otherwise, we will not be able to connect. rs.initiate, done, right? And let us see rs.status, and you can see that, and you can see that it is primary, secondary. Again, you can verify this 81, 82, right? All these nodes are, and this is secondary, and source host for syncing, right? It is the primary one. So we have created the replica set of first shard also. Now same steps we will have to do for the second shard also. So I am going to again go to shard 2, details, copy this IP address, replace this IP address of shard 2, correct, and I will replace this in my MobaX also, edit session, because I need to connect to it. I will double click it and connect to it. Now one more thing which I have to do is copy this DNS also, replace the existing one in the document, and now it is time to create the directories. Again, this is the name of replica set for this shard. The other one for shard 1 was different. Okay, so creating the directories over here. Directories created, starting out the process. Again, the port numbers are different on the same EC2 instance. Now let us connect to any one of these using IP address. Connected. Initiate the configuration. rs.initiate. rs.status. Again secondary. Let me run it again. Primary, right? So far we are done with creating one config server, one shard, another shard with 3 replica nodes on the same EC2 instance for shard 1, right, shard 2 and config server. Now we have 3 EC2 instances running with one EC2 having config server, another shard 1, another shard 2. Now it is time to go to MongoS. If you recall my previous videos where I have covered the purpose of having MongoS, that will help us to connect this individual pieces, which is config server, shard 1, shard 2, right? So I am going to show you all those commands now. Note down this public IP of MongoS server now, or config server. Again, let us note down this config server. Let us cross check whether it is same which we have noted down. Yeah. So now for this MongoS, let us connect to it by using this IP here. I will use this in Mongo MobaX, and now I am going to connect to it. Now if you see, I have connected here, and first thing which I have to do is MongoS. This is the property name which must be there, config db. Now this MongoS is saying that I want to connect to this config db. Pick this config db on this nodes. This MongoDB IP is localhost, the IP of this, and this is the DNS name of this EC2 instance on which this MongoS is running. Again, on this node also you will have to either have MongoS installed, which is Mongo shell, right, or you can have MongoDB installed as well. So ideally you should have only Mongo shell here, no need to have MongoDB complete details here, but I have, for the simplicity, I have installed complete MongoDB. Now I am going to connect it to, again in the background I am running here. Now we need to connect to this MongoS, right? I am running on the same Mongo shell because by default the port number is 27017. So I am going to connect to it. Now you can see that it has connected to this MongoS, right, which is running in the background. Now we can perform all these operations. We can add shard. If you see, this shard REPL is this, and if we will have to match this IP also. This is same IP which is used for, you can see that this is used for shard server 1. So I am going to add this shard, please make sure this name, this IP address, this port number are matching. Please make sure while adding that this name, IP and port numbers are matching with your actual shard server, otherwise you will get an error. So this says that shard added, the name of shard is this, right? And if we can say sh.status, which is the command to check shard status, this is the command to check shard status. You can see that sharding version, right? Shards, right now this is the only shard, and let us add the second shard as well, and again you will have to match name, IP and port. Shard added, okay, and let us say status. Now there are 2 shards. Now I can stop here also, but the next step is to connect this sharded server, load data. Same steps have been done in my another videos, where I have covered sharding on Linux, sharding on Windows, right? Single node instance. But here also I'm going to show you those commands. Now I have downloaded the MongoDB Compass also, right? And you will have to use this command, this connection string, because right now I have not used any username password. I am going to copy again IP of this MongoS, replace it here, and I will use this connection string to connect the same thing from MongoDB Compass. Let me open Compass also. Connect. It is connecting. Now it has connected. It has connected to this, right? Now what I have to do is I will create a database here. Create database. Name is demo zips. Create database, and you can see that collection is also created, which does not have any data so far. So what I can do is I can go to this use demo here, or I can see show DBs, and you can see that demo has been created. If I show collections, it will say zips here, right? So now if I see db dot zips dot find does not return any record, or if I say count documents 0, that is the number of documents which are there in. So I hope so far it is clear to you. Now let me proceed further to load some data into this collection, right? Then we will enable sharding using the rest of the commands in this document. That is why I love MongoDB Compass, because it helps in loading and unloading, import export of the data very quickly, right? So now you can see that all this data is being loaded on my sharded cluster on AWS EC2 instance, and I am running this MongoDB Compass on my local machine. All these documents have been imported into that, and let us see by going here, and if I see here, now it says that 6438 and sh.status, and you can see that right now we have databases, config databases, demo, primary, partitioned is false, collection, no collection, which is partitioned or which is sharded, right? So let us enable that. sh.enable sharding. Which database I want to enable sharding on this database, right? It says that okay. Let us see status once again. Now it says that database id demo, right? Primary is this and partition is true this time, but we have not specified which collection we want to shard in this database, which collection we want to shard, right? So let us do that as well. sh.shard collection. Here we will have to give complete name, demo.zips. It says error because I have not given the complete detail here. This is the complete name space of that collection, but I also want to provide the shard key as well, right? So which shard key I want to shard on? Let us say I want to shard on some key which is pop, right? I am saying pop. Hashed pop is a field. Please create an index, right? So I will have to create an index also. So I am going to create an index on that first. Again, I am creating a hashed index here. This is an example of hashed sharding. So now if I create, now I have sharded this collection and it says that collection sharded, this is name. And if I run sh.status now, it says that database partition true, collections this is also, shard key is this one, hash sharding, unique, balancing true, right? This is how we have done it. Now let us check one more thing, get shard distribution. It says that shard REPL 2 at this one, right? Right now it is available only on this particular shard, right? It is not distributed into another shard. Now what I can do is that we will create one more collection where we will have more data, and then we'll see that whether distribution happens across shards or not, because number of documents are pretty small here. If we keep on adding the documents and if we have shard key which enables distribution of that data into multiple nodes, then we will see the different status here. So let us continue with bigger collection now, so that we can see that our data is getting split into multiple shards here. So what I am going to do here now is that we will reduce the chunk size to 2 MB. By default the chunk size is 64 MB. So now we are going to take the default size of 2 MB. So what we have to do is we have to connect to this MongoSH and let us use this config database, which is the default database here. Let us see, show dbs, use config. Okay, db dot settings is the collection name. Inside this config update one, what we want to update, chunk size, right? We want to update value equal to 2 MB. This is in MB, upsert true, right? Now we can see that our chunk size is updated, right? Now we will create a new collection here from MongoDB Compass, create database, demo, test, create database, import data into this. I will import only one record so that we don't run into any issue. Then we will create an index and then we will proceed further. So if I show you here, I will switch to another DB, show collections, db.test.count documents cls. Okay, now I'm going to create an index here on the field ISO_code, create it. Now I'm going to shard this collection using the same command, shard collection demo database test is the name of collection and this is the field. Now it says that it is sharded. Now let us see the status once again. Demo.test has been sharded. Number of chunks 1, right? So now let me add some more data into this. This will import close to 8,000 records here, and we will see with the command the distribution status now after a couple of minutes, right? Then we will see that data has been distributed amongst different shards, 2 shards in this case, and that will be, I think, completion of our demo also. You will be able to practice all these steps using the document which is there in my GitHub page. You can refer that. Done. Number of records 9.1k. If I click on sh.status, now you can see here that collection test ISO code, number of chunks is this one, chunk metadata, how many chunks are there on this? 5. How many chunks are there on this REPL? It is this one. Now let us see distribution status, db.test, test is the collection name, and you can see that some data 8.42 MB data, which is approximately 5072 records on this shard, and rest of the data is on this. And it also shows what percentage of total data is available on this and what percentage of total data is available on another shard. So with this, I would like to stop here on the sharding part. I hope you have got a fair understanding on the sharding setup on AWS multiple EC2 instances. This would help you to gain confidence as well as practice on your own, whether it is normal cluster and whether it is the AWS EC2 instances. So once again, I would like to reiterate that please don't forget to stop all these instances once you are done with your practice or learning, right? Select all these instances, go to instance state and stop instance, right? So in the end, I hope you have learned a lot in this video. I will not increase the video so much and stop here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please spread the words and share this knowledge with your friends, and let me know in the comment section of this video whether you liked this video or not, right? And please don't forget to share this with others. Thank you so much. Lot of more interesting content is coming on your way, and see you in another video. Thank you.